with the package because she wants to work with people who are interested in starting up houses. Yes.
I also get transportation, and
Yes.
I'm interested now in buying a property such as with this property.
Yes.
Well, I own real estate. That's what I invest in real estate. I work as well. I'm a civil engineer. I work for the Federal Highway Administration. We build roads, tunnels, bridges. Yeah. I have about 15 more minutes.
Okay.
No, probably not that much. Christian has a basketball game that we have to get to. But to follow up, I don't know where to go. I think what I would like to do, I want to bring us all back together. But because I just think that the ideas that are being generated, we need to continue to get more ideas on the table and then figure out strategically, not just everybody just going out running around, strategically keep our eye on the prize and figure out which 3 to 5 things we're going to target and really do and sustain it for 3 years or forever, whatever. So her ideas just build off of my little,
Right.
my idea, right?
He got you, right, he into the real estate, he can get.
Now, I'm into the real estate,
Right, he can
and
get
going
spots.
to your daughter, I do
Right,
want to
he can
address
get
that. It
spots.
sounds like, she needs a place.
Right.
Ms. Flowers, Catholic Charities, Community Housing Associates, Section 8 program. I'm coming to Baltimore Tuesday afternoon, looking at new 8-unit property in Widow. My people like myself, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I referred to the section, she got everything in with the section in housing, and she also got in with Baltimore Regional Housing Partnership.
Right. So she's gonna be okay, she just gotta stay with it a little bit, and she can find somewhere. But the real issue is like job, that's tough. But you gotta create your own job in this world.
Right.
And that's what she's talking about. I am teaching my child, I want her to get a job at some point, but for a little bit of time.
Yes.
Just so you can figure out
Your
the world.
turn.
Right.
It's your turn.
I was thinking, listening with you, you speaking in terms of real estate is concerned, right? One of the things that I like to get into that I've been into a long time, off and on, it's like cleanups. Like you get property, other people get properties or whatever. We can come up with a little crew or whatever. And then we go through and do like, cleanups, maintenance. I need people. I'm floor tech. I have 25 years experience stripping, waxing, and buffing floors. You know what I mean?
You got floors that you buffed at the building?
You know what I mean? It's like we can come through, we can gather
But the biggest thing with this is this is how we're gonna wind up to dynamic meetings. Different components. What he's speaking about would be the avenue again. I got a building full of about 15 strong, able guys that can buff, sweep, mop, paint, but what they need is that overseer, that one to supervise the situation. And that again is creating opportunities for them to come off of the street because some of them are on fixed income. They don't qualify to get certain funding opportunities, or they don't qualify. So anything with that, I would say, put something in writing of how we can do that and how it would look if we're utilizing the individuals that we're housing that's homeless with nothing. So if someone come in and say, we're gonna bucket floors in the building, I wanna be able to say, Dimitri can get a pair of shoes this week or an outfit to accommodate him, something to subsidize. And we're talking about a mentorship program. Because if it starts with a stipend for them, it helps them. It's more than what the city would give them. It's a stipend and it will allow them to be able to meet their day-to-day needs. You know, I don't want nobody to feel like, well, if they need deodorant or underwear or socks, that they can't fend for themselves. So anything we have to be mindful of is doing the partnership with the network. Your partnership of that would be just like we have with Brother Amin, the individuals that need certain substance abuse services, we will do that intake with Brother Amin because he's a part of the network, and we're going to bring individuals in with that same understanding, and this kind of got to weed out the negativity, because we're going to get negativity, you know, but to weed it out and accountability, just like, and I'm gonna let you close out, Chris, because the last few minutes when we're talking about the partnerships with the churches. My idea with partnerships with the churches is have a treasurer at every church that we work with. Every church that we partner with to be a part of the Housing Homeless First, we need a treasurer within that congregation. The reason why I feel like that, just like when Chris started with me, he had to get that comfort that Ms. Flowers is what it's about. Well, that entity, that congregation will have to appoint that treasurer. That way they know what they're bringing to the table and what the expectations are for that homeless individual that walk in. So if Sister Sue Alice is the treasurer of the real care providers in the Housing First, then Sister Sue Alice needs to be to say, we have an invoice, we have a homeless person, anybody in the congregation may call you and say they got a homeless person on the corner. We want to get it so if you're riding down the street and you see a homeless person, you give them a card of resource, even if you don't give them $1. You give them that card and say, look, you call this number and let us help you. So the system and that administrative piece is how we're going to have to connect the dots for that great source of accountability, and it's going to create focused giving. Because we're going to be more focused where we're giving God's money at, and that we're taking care of the least of them. Because the familiar names like Catholic Charity and Salvation Army and House of Ruth, you know, they get the millions, they get the opportunities to do what they do because people just give unknowingly. But when we're focused, you know, God's people have to be focused. Like, we don't have that type of time to jeopardize and play with people's lives. We're not the state or the government. We have to focus on God and humanity. So each component right now is happening. Like, I would want to see something in writing from you of how we can partner with you and your entity of what you're doing and bringing it in so that individuals within the network, if Barbara feel like I got 2 guys lazy in my house and Sister Foster can connect them to the dot, let's put a little store on the corner for them. So they out there running that store every day.
I know y'all running into a lot of able-bodied.
Yeah, we run into, and that's the
And
component.
they the ones I need.
Yeah.
I need the ones that capable.
So we gonna let Chris,
Not
we
that
gonna
far
let
away
Chris,
from
for
getting
time's
back on
sake.
their feet, and that way it'd be easier to help the sick because you done rooted them out. Like you say, you know, the sick need help. And you don't know who they are until you separate them. You know
So we gonna let Chris
If you got
close
some
this out.
well-minded people taking care of the sick, but you don't even know they sick, but they well taken care of. Just like what she doing. She taking care of them. And she don't know which one is sick until she actually get her hands on them. You know, and it's no different.
Okay, so thank you.
So the last thing I wanted to say is that, Ms. Flowers has a radio program, and, I don't know how many people she reaches on a weekly basis, but.
That phone, what was that? I think the last time was 5,000, that was almost,
But
6 months ago. we checked.
another component is just effective donations from people, individuals, $5, $50, en masse. And so we gotta think about how we can get organized, and really reach the people so that they can reach into their pockets. Flat out donations. And then the other thing is we have Under Armour here, we have Pandora, I mean, these people, there are places that are headquartered here, and they have a responsibility as well. So we need to organize around getting some of us to actually visit those places and ask. So there's a lot of things we can do. We can be entrepreneurial, we can be charitable, we gotta actually ask people for donations, we gotta involve the churches, the community. So where do we begin? I mean, I feel like we probably need to meet a couple more times and really get some things down on paper and assign responsibilities and then march forward.
And Chris, to that point, obviously, the next real care providers meeting is the 19th. You're thinking soon as 2 weeks. Are you thinking sooner than that, or is that?
Yeah, 2 weeks at the most.
Okay.
Well, it's the first, the network meetings is the first and the third Saturday.
I don't know if this is the appropriate venue
Right.
to have those discussions every week, because I don't wanna take up your agenda. So I'm thinking we need to connect.
But maybe the next network meeting, we come together again, you can be here, you can get others here, and actually start laying out
Yeah.
who's gonna do what and how we're gonna fit together.
I can lay out on paper kind of what we discussed today.
Yeah, maybe the
And then we-
minutes, maybe
yeah.
what we could do is, you can send me an email.
Yeah.
And if everybody signed in really good with good, clear emails,
Yeah.
make sure everyone give me a good, clear email.
Yeah.
That works better. And that way I could be able to send your email
Right.
with other next play, and especially with, the ones that's gonna be, in charge of that certain department, of that certain entity. Like we know Barbara deal with the housing piece. Sister Gloria, Foster could deal with the entrepreneur, able bodies, putting things in place. We got our brother here that's ready to do some stuff.
Yeah.
So I think whenever you set back at your schedule, you send me an email going over the minutes of the day, and then we can follow up, because the next normal meeting is the third Saturday.
Okay.
From right here, because we just changed it here, because
Okay.
the office is played out.